Hi everyone, it's Caroline from the Writing Development Centre. Welcome to another round of You Ask the WDC, where we answer all of your academic skills questions. And the question that you have for me today is, how do I improve my academic writing? Now the short answer is, I don't know, because I've never read your writing. But don't worry, this isn't going to be a short video, because what I'm going to do is talk you through some strategies and techniques that you can use to help find out your answer. Because everybody's answer is going to be different. Every writer has different strengths, different weaknesses, different areas that they need to focus on in order to improve their writing. So I'm going to talk you through how to do a bit of a diagnostic, a bit of detective work in order to work out what yours are. So the first step is to define what academic writing means for you right now, because this video has a very early plot twist, and that's that there is no such thing as academic writing, not in that singular form. There are academic writings, there are plural, there are many. The characteristics of academic writing can change depending on the subject that you're studying, the level you're studying at, even the genre of assignment that you're working in. So it's about learning the language of your discipline, and you can do that by paying attention to certain things when you are reading the relevant literature, learning the vocabulary that you need, learning what kind of stylistic conventions are prevalent in your discipline. Do people tend to use I in your discipline, for instance, or not? It's also about clearly establishing what expectations markers have of academic writing at your level, and marking criteria and feedback can help you develop a sense of that. It's also important to note, like I said, that the conventions of academic writing can differ depending on the genre that you're working in. So the conventions of academic writing are slightly different in essay writing to report writing. All in all then, in order to improve, you need to get a clear sense of what it is that you are aiming for. And to do that, you need to define what academic writing means for you right now, right at this minute, at the level, the subject, and in the type of assignment that you're working in. The next step is to narrow down and define what improve means to you. Because it's rare that an academic writer will have to improve absolutely everything. Typically, there will be 2 or 3 areas that you need to devote attention to in order to improve the quality of your writing and therefore improve your marks. So feedback is where you're going to get your clues here. I know it can be tempting just to look at the mark and not to engage with the feedback, but feedback is really feed forward, cheesy but true. It's telling you what you need to do next to take your writing to the next level. So get a pack of highlighters, look through that feedback. What you're looking for is recurring patterns. So typically the same issues will come up frequently. The 2 biggies tend to be criticality and structure. So it might be worth, as a starting point, looking out for signs of those. Are markers saying things like this lacks a clear sense of argument, it isn't clear how you're answering the question, or your writing tends to be a bit descriptive, you need to explain more, you need to unpack your points. So it's all about paying attention to what markers are flagging up for you. You might also want to try doing a bit of a self-diagnostic. So that means putting yourself in the reader's shoes and trying to evaluate your writing from their perspective. And again, feedback is a way of framing how you might do that, giving yourself some clues as to what you might be looking for. And I will say at this point that this is quite a difficult thing to do, because we understand our writing, we know what we meant. But it is possible to apply some techniques to help kind of defamiliarise the writing for you. So for instance, if you're getting feedback that suggests you're not being critical enough, or that is something that you suspect is happening in your writing, one thing that you might try is something called the challenge read technique. So that's where you are taking every sentence that you are writing and imagining what kind of question a reader could come back at you with. Is there an unanswered why or how? Or how do you know that? Where's your evidence? Or so what? Why are you telling me this? How does it answer the question? Then that's an indication that you could go a bit deeper, that you could expand that point. So what reviewing your feedback and carrying out a self-diagnostic will help you do is evaluate your writing as a product. It'll help you establish what's going on the page. The next step is to evaluate your writing as a process. How are you going about getting words on the page, and how is that affecting the product? So for instance, if you're getting feedback that suggests your writing isn't critical enough, that it could have more depth and be less descriptive, then perhaps that is about you building in an extra stage in the editing to carry out techniques like the challenge read to see how you can be more critical and add depth to your writing. Similarly, if you're getting feedback suggesting that you need to work on structure, you might want to think about how you approach planning. Or if you're not a planner, you might want to again build in an extra editing stage to review for structure. So it's all about making a link between the product and the process and identifying an appropriate strategy that will help you address whatever issues are happening in your writing and help you take your writing to the next level. So I hope that's given you some insight into how you might improve your academic writing. Stay tuned because we'll be answering more of your academic skills questions very soon. Until then, take care.